Hello everyone. It has been much more than an hour since I put that coffee cake into I call it the coffee cake, into the oven. We actually got busy and my husband couldn't film after that, and you know, life happens and we just couldn't do anymore. So, and besides that, my family has completely eaten up that first batch of cereal that I made. So I've gone ahead and I've made another batch and I've soaked it again, and that second batch is actually what has come out of the oven now. So we're going to pick it up from there. I hope that's okay with you. So what we've got now is the 2 pans of coffee cake, and I call it coffee cake because there's no egg in it. It's flat, and this is what we're actually going to turn into cereal. And once you've pulled it out of the oven and it's completely cooled, you can just go ahead and just pick it up and do as I'm doing right here. You're just going to crumble it up. You can have a lot of fun with this. Get the kids to help you if you don't mind crumbs all over the floor. And I just crumble it up right in the pan that I actually cooked in. Okay? And this will take a couple minutes, but you want to crumble it up into pieces about that size, okay? That's about the size you want. You don't want them too big, and you don't want them too small. And this will take a couple of minutes to do both pans. I finished crumbling the coffee cake now into little pieces, both pans here. And don't worry if you didn't get the pieces exactly the size that I showed you. What I do is I kind of, as they're drying out in the oven and becoming nice and crispy, which is the texture of cold breakfast cereal should be, I kind of take the pans out and I'll kind of crumble them up and kind of get them more uniform as it's drying out, kind of as things are going along. So the next thing you're going to do is put your oven on 200. This is preheating right now, but you're going to want 200 Fahrenheit for your drying temperature. And you're going to put these pans in the oven, like so, to dry them out. And this will take about 12 to 18 hours to completely dry them out. You know, sometimes maybe it'll take longer if you don't take the pans out and turn the cereal to get the more moist cereal from the bottom and bring it to the top. If you don't bother with that, it'll take a full 24 hours. But what I'll do is I'll leave this in here now. It's the evening time, and I'll leave this till the morning. And in the morning, I'll take the pans out, and on the top, it'll be dried already. And maybe I'll remove that and put it in Ziploc bags. And then the stuff at the bottom, I'll turn it, maybe put it back in for a few more hours to finish drying that out. And at the same time, I'll crumble it a little bit and get the texture to be a little, the size of the pieces to be more consistent. And that's all there is to it, is to dry it out. And we'll pick it up in the morning and show you what it looks like and what it looks like dried out. And at that point, we'll put it into Ziploc bags, and you'll want to keep it in the refrigerator. See you then. The cereal is now dried out in the oven. It's been about 18 hours since I put it in the oven at 200 Fahrenheit. And let's see what we have. Okay, you can see we've got crunchy little bits of cereal here. Wonderful. They're not too hard. They're just nice and crunchy. And you can just put this in a bowl with some milk and raisins, and I'll tell you, it tastes like Raisin Bran to me. It's delicious. And once this cools down completely, you can put it in Ziploc bags and keep it in the refrigerator. Don't keep it in your pantry, or it might get a little bit stale. I would keep it in the refrigerator. And that is how you make a healthy cold breakfast cereal that you can enjoy as a snack, as a breakfast with milk and bananas and raisins, and however you like to serve it. And again, there's endless variation to this. I've added cinnamon, but there's other flavorings you can add to change it up to how you like it. And I'd really like to know. Give me your comments on how you like this cereal, any changes you've made, so I can make some changes myself, because sometimes, you know, you just want to mix it up a bit. So let me know what you're doing with this recipe, and I hope you've enjoyed it. This is Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist, and I'm wishing you all the best in the kitchen.